Now we have configured the local yum server. Local yum server, that means it is only available for the local machine and it only works for local machine. And for that I use this file. I have created this file under the directory of yum server. This is the file, and I use the local uh, it is like a local yum server, and I use the DVD which is mounted here as a URL, and I can download the file and upload the file, download and install the packages from there. Now what we want to have a server for the local network. Local network, that means for our LAN network. We don't want to go to internet. We just want to have a one server in our LAN network which can work as a yum server for all the other clients in our network. We can do that also by the help of FTP. So if we are having an FTP server configured, then we can do that also. Now what we need here for that? First, we require the FTP server configured. So how we will do the configuration of FTP server? Just install the package by using RPM. By using the RPM command, you can just install the package. Which is VSFTPD. After installing the package, basically you don't have to do anything. You can just start the service, and when you start the service with the default setting, the default setting says that anonymous user is enabled. So we just need FTP server configured with anonymous user enabled. That means anonymous user must be enabled and we can log in as an anonymous user. So I will check whether the anonymous user is available or not. So in the configuration file, we just need to have anonymous user enabled. So it is enabled by default. So if you restart the service, if you start the server, by default the anonymous user is available, so you don't have to do any changes there. Now the requirement for the FTP is finished. What we required for FTP is just like this, to have a FTP server running with anonymous user enabled. Because if users try to get the package from the FTP server, from the yum server, they will use the FTP server for downloading the packages and using the anonymous user to access the package and access the server. Okay, now what we need is the packages. So what I will do, I will download the packages from the DVD. So first I will create one directory under var FTP. Now remember, on the var FTP directory, this is the main database directory, default database directory for the FTP server. So I will create one directory in that FTP named ISO. And I will do what? I will copy all the packages which I need into that ISO directory. Whatever the packages I have or whatever package I need, you can download it from internet. You can have packages in the DVD, so you can use that packages also, whatever. So right now I'm having a packages in the DVD, so I will copy the packages from that DVD. So I will do what? I will put a star there under the DVD, and then I will say star. That means I'm copying all the files from and the files and directories from that DVD to var FTP ISO. Now it will take a little time to copy because it is almost 3 GB. Now it is copied into this directory. All the files from the DVD is copied there. So when I check the directory FTP ISO, so I have all these files and directory. In this directory I have all the packages, and in this directory I have a repo data information. Repo data, that means repository data and the information about the repository, that what are the packages I have and what are the packages I don't have. So all the information of the repository is here in this repo data, but this repo data directory is coming from the DVD. So it is having an information that I have a package available in the DVD, but now I have copied the file into this directory and I want to create the packages repository according to the FTP data, according to this directory. So what I will do here, I will run a command called create repo. create repo -v for verbosely, so that I can see what repository it is creating, and I will create this under where ftp iso. So under this directory I am creating the new repository data for the new location. Now it is not under the DVD, it is under the directory. So it will create new repository into this directory. And you see it is doing the repository. It is updating the repository and it is updating with those packages which is available. Now once it is done, once you have created this repository, that means you have updated all the available packages into the repository, and then finally you have created the yum server. After this you just have to inform your servers, inform your machines that who is the yum server and how to connect the yum server. You just have to mention the base URL for that server. You have to inform it to this local server also, and all the machines in your local network, you have to inform them all that this is your yum server. And that we will do by changing the main configuration file. So I will let it be like this, and till then I will edit the main configuration file. So I have opened the other terminal. Now under the main configuration directory for the yum, we have these two files here. These files are for the subscribed repo data, and this one I created for the local one. So I will change this one, and I will change it to, I will change the setting here. So I will open this file again. Now I will change it to this is RHEL local, but I will change it to local network yum server. So this is my local network yum server. Now the base URL I will change here. Previously it was using normal the location of the DVD, but now I will say if you want to access this FTP server, you can access from ftp:// and the IP address of this machine, and in that when you give this URL you will reach into FTP directory. Remember, when you give this URL in the browser you will reach to FTP directory. After reaching to the FTP directory you have to go to ISO directory to get the repository. So this is the URL I gave here. Enable is equal to 1, GPG check is equal to 0 I have to. So this is the setting I have to made in this configuration file. This file was already there. If it is not there, then you will create the new file and you will do the same setting in this file. And the setting says that this is my local yum server, but this is now local network yum server, and this is the URL. To get the local yum server, it is enabled, GPG check is disabled. Now I did it on the server. Now the same thing, like on the all the other machines in our network, I will create the file this, and I will use the same setting because the URL will be always same. Let's check, is it done? Now it is done here. That means our configurations are done. We don't have to restart anything. We just have to change the file, and then we can check by doing yum clean all first, remove the previous cache of repository. Then you can use yum update and it is now updating. You can check yum repo list command also, and it is now getting that your network yum server. So this is for the server itself, but this is the same file you have to create on all the client machines. All the client machines, that means this client machine also. So in this client machine, if I check, do I have any yum information here? I don't have anything here. So I have to create the same file here. Let's say local.repo, and in that I have to put the same configuration. This is my local network yum server. Important is the base URL, and the base URL will be ftp:// the IP address of the FTP server, and on that server you have to go to the ISO directory. Enable is equal to 1 and GPG check is equal to 0. The same configuration you have to do on all the machines in your network, and then done. Then you can just clean the previous repositories, and then you can check yum update. It is updating. It is updating from the yum server of that main server. You can check by repo list command, and you can see it is coming from that specific server. And now this machine, this client machine, can also list packages and can also install packages with dependencies. It can see the packages, it can install the packages. Let's say I want to install Wireshark. All the packages with the name of Wireshark. First I will list whether I have the package or not. So I have all these packages available and I can install them. So I can run command install. Now what it is doing, it is downloading the package from the server, our own local yum server. It is not going to internet, and it is going to be installed with all dependencies. So these are the dependencies, these are the packages, and it is all going to be installed. So this is how we can do what we can configure our local network yum server. So one server is act as a yum server for the network, and all the client can use that yum server to download and install the packages, and it is done.